Today is going to be all about unit rate, and unit rate is when we make sure that 1 is our denominator, which is the bottom number. So we may be talking about how much we earn in 1 hour, how much does 1 gallon of gas cost, how fast can we run 1 lap around the football field, how much does 1 drink cost out of a pack. We'll start with that last one just for an example. I know you've seen Diet Mountain Dews. I say Diet Mountain Dew, which is right here in these lovely little bottles. There's usually 6 bottles in a pack, and 1 pack costs $5. Well, if I want to know how much 1 bottle costs, then I can use division to help me determine that. And I start out with what looks like a ratio, and I'm going to turn it into a unit rate. When we talk about money and how much stuff costs, we're going to put money first when we're talking about a unit rate. So for $5, I get 6 bottles. And these are going to be pretty long decimals, so I'm going to use a calculator for all of these. I was going to see if I could get it where it didn't have a glare on it. So if I do 5 divided by 6, that is 0.8 and then a bunch of 3's. So I'm going to put 0.8 with a bunch of 3's. When we talk about money, money always has 2 decimal places for cents because it's got tenths and hundredths. And I hope that we remember a 3 is going to leave this 3 alone. So remember it's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 stays the same. 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 will make it go up when we're talking about rounding. So this will just be 83 cents. So we could use a dollar sign, that's $0 and 83 cents, or some people like to put 83 cents. Both of them really mean the same. So that 1 bottle of drink cost 83 cents. Okay, I went and bought some Starburst. If we were all in the classroom, we would be having candy today. So this pack of Starburst costs $1.89. So if I wanted to know how much just one of those cost, if I could open it, I would need to know how many are in this pack of Starburst in order to determine. So I've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Okay, so I got 12 pieces of candy. And those 12 pieces of candy cost $1.89. So I'm going to take $1.89 and I'm going to divide that by 12. And that's going to tell me how much just one piece of candy costs. By the way, that color is my favorite. I love pink. And yellow is my second favorite. I do not like orange and I do not like red. So sometime if you think about it, you'll have to email me and tell me what color is your favorite Starburst. Or you might like them all, or you might like none. So anyway, back to what's important. $1.89 divided by 12. And I get 0.157. I'm just going to write the first 3 because that's really all I need. And this is where our money ends. So this 7 is going to determine what happens to that last cent. So right now it looks like 15 cents, but that 7 is 5 or more. So 5 or more, give me some more, some people say. So that's going to really be 16 cents. So that 1 Starburst cost 16 cents. The whole pack was $1.89, but just one of them is 16 cents. Okay, now when we're not talking about money, we go in whatever order the problem is. So 8 laps in 14 minutes. We always do 8 divided by 14. We keep it consistent unless it's talking about money. Money always comes first. So if I do 8 divided by 14, and that's going to be 0.571. 0.571. So let's keep it and round to the hundredths just like we did with the money. So that 1 is going to leave it alone. So I could put a 0 there. 0.57, and that's going to be laps per 1 minute. if I wanted to make it look like a ratio, then it would look like that. So I want to know how much for 1 minute, not 14 minutes. So 1 lap is going to take 0.57 minutes. Okay, let's say that somebody can type 36 words in 45 seconds. We're going to divide it just like we see it. 36 divided by 45. So if we punch that in, 36 divided by 45, I get 0.8. So that would be 0.8, and that would be words per second. So I'm only talking about 1 second. So 0.8 words per second. And that's the unit rate. Remember, 1 is on the bottom. So if I tell you that if you work 3 hours, that I will pay you $42, I want to know how much that is per hour. So remember, money's going to come first. So 42 divided by 3. 42 divided by 3 gives us 14. So that means that I would pay you $14 per hour, which that would be pretty good for a 7th grader especially. So $14 per hour. Now let's say that we got a dozen eggs, so that's going to be 12 eggs, and it cost $1.49. Remember, money always comes first when we're talking about unit rate. So $1.49 divided by 12. So $1.49. $1.49 divided by 12 is going to give me 0.124. 0.124. So now if I round to the nearest hundredths, that's my cent. That's going to be 0.12. Remember, 4 leaves it alone. So 12 cent, I'm going to put my dollar sign, 12 cent per egg. So when I buy that dozen, each egg in that dozen cost 12 cents. Okay, one last problem. Now sometimes, well, I went too far, sorry about that. You see bottles of medicine that has different pills amounts, number of pills, and the amount of money. So if we wanted to determine which of these is actually the better buy, not the cheapest, but which one is the best unit rate, we would, remember, we start with money, so that would be $3.89 divided by 10. So 3.89 divided by 10, that gives us 0.389, which that would really round to 39 cents. Now the next one is going to be $7.05, and there's 25 pills in that bottle divided by 25. I think I'm going to have to slide this over just a little bit. 7.05, $7.05 divided by 25. And that's going to be 0.282. So that 2 is going to leave that 8 alone. So that means that's going to be 28 cents. So far between these two bottles, I know that the 28 pills is really, each pill is cheaper because it's only 28 cents. So now let's check out this bigger bottle. So 18 divided by 60. Let's see, 18 divided by 60, and that's 0.3. So when we're talking about money, we would add a 0, and that tells us that those are 30 cents each. And then the last bottle, $35.49 divided by 100, which some of you may be able to do that in your head just by moving the decimal. 35.49 divided by 100. 0.354. So that 4 is going to leave that 5 alone. So then this would be 35 cents. So when we look at all of our prices, the unit price, remember how much is one pill. In this bottle, one pill is 39 cents. In this bottle, one pill is 28 cents. In this bottle, one pill is 30 cents. And in this bottle, each pill is 35 cents. So if we want to get the cheapest, we're going to get the pill bottle that's got 25 pills in it, because that's the best unit rate. Now, a lot of people say, well, that's just a few pennies, it really doesn't matter. Well, if you were a pharmacist or something like that, then, and you're dealing with a whole lot of pills, then that is going to make a bigger difference over time. It may not make a big difference just for going to the grocery store a time or two, but over time, if you were a distributor or something, it would make a really big difference. So pay close attention to those decimals, make sure you round correctly, and remember it stays in the same order unless you're talking about money. Money always comes first. So let's go do a little unit rates.